14 hours of non-stop hits from the 70s on the 28th of December, only from Radio 1 this Christmas.
Wouldn't miss it for the world, and this is the last tonight from Extreme Noise Terror. Only in it for the music, part 3. I was in a record shop in Ipswich over the weekend, and somebody in there was telling me that they're supposed to be doing a gig in Ipswich sometime early in the new year. I shall be there, you wait and see. My goodness me, dripping blood. Extreme Noise Terror, and that's only in it for the music, part 3. And now it's time to start on this year's Festive 50. And starts most encouragingly, I think. This is at number 50 from Public Enemy.
Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our names, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our mind.
Here it is, bam! And you say, goddamn, this is the dope jam. But let's define the term called dope, and you're thinking me funky now. No, here is the true tale. Why the ones that deal, all the ones that fail, yeah. You can move if you want to move. What it proves, it feel like the groove. The problem is this. We gotta fix it, check out the justice and how they run it, selling, smelling, sniffing, riffing, and brothers trying to get swift in, selling their own, rob a home, while some shrivel a bone, like comatose walking around. Please don't confuse this with the sound. I'm talking about bass. What's the night? Bass. Come on. What's the night? Bass. What's the night? Bass. What's the night? Yeah. What's the night? What's the night? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Go. I put this together too. The bells of those that boost the dose of lack and those that sell the black. Shame on the brother when they dealing. The same block where my 98 be wheeling. And everybody know another kilo. From a corner from a brother, keep another below. And stop killing and killing, stop grilling. Yo, black, yo. 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Wait a minute, y'all. The fiends are fiending day to day to day. They say no other way. The stuff is really bad. I'm talking about. What's the night? 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 Hold it.
We're gonna get on down now.
I see it on their faces.
First come, first serve basis.
Standing on line, checking the time. Homeboys playing the curve, the same ones that used to do early. Now they're gone, passing it on. Poison attack the black word born. My man Daddy-O once said to me, you know a brother that stayed all day in his Jeep, and at night he went to sleep, and in the morning all he had was sneakers on his feet. The culprit used to jam and rock the mic. Yo, he stripped the Jeep to fill his pipe and wander around to find a place where they rock to a different kind of. Come on, y'all.
Hold it now, wait.
Yo, run it, black.
Succotash is a meal for kids that make cash, selling drugs to the brother man instead of the other man.
Brothers and sisters.
I'm talking about.
What's
the night?
What's the night?
What's the night?
What's the night?
What's the night? Was the night? Was the night? Was the night?
And that comes, of course, from the LP It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back, which the Enemy made its LP of the year, which, wouldn't go quite as far as that, but certainly one of them. They had some strange records in their top 50, one or two that I gave away to the poor of the parish when I was sent copies of them, but they had the Napalm Death LP at number 50 anyway. That was Night of the Living Bassheads, 50 in your Festive 50, and that's Public Enemy, of course. This is at number 49. Last year, as you may recall, about half of the records in the Festive 50 were by the Wedding Present. Will it be the same this year? Well, I know, and you'll find out over the next 4.5 programmes. The Wedding Present at number 49 in this year's Festive 50 on Reception Records, and that's Don't Laugh. And I had a message to say that Andy Wallace would be listening to this programme in Dominica, which seems wildly improbable, but he must be hearing some great music there. And if you are listening, then when you come back from Dominica, I expect you to bring me a wealth of records from that part of the world. This is at number 48 in the Festive 50.
You
The Enemy thought pretty highly of their LP as well, as indeed I did, and I suspect some of you did as well. I forget exactly where it was in the chart, and it doesn't matter. I do wish I brought it down with me. It's most annoying knowing that it's straight through the floor above me. Actually, if it was possible to whiz through the floor, I could get it. Now, that was from the Happy Mondays. That's at number 48 in the Festive 50. Wrote for Luck, of course, a single. And this is at number 47. Those are the Darling Buds, and that's at number 47 in this year's Festive 50. Shame on You, the title of it. Don't forget, in case you don't know what the Festive 50 is, you think, what is this fat twerp talking about? What it is that about a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I invited listeners to nominate their favourite tracks of the year, and they did so in considerable numbers, to my great annoyance, and I worked this into a chart, which is what you're hearing at the moment. That was at number 47, the Darling Buds, and this is at 46. That's Crash from the Primitives at number 46 in the Festive 50. Don't forget you can hear them in session in tomorrow night's programme, along with the Wedding Presents, Shallow Wombe, Benny Profane, Sidleys and the Butthole Surfers. And this is at number 45.
Stop.
Do you know, I've just done something I've never done during the Festive 50 at all. This is really embarrassing. I mean, I've made a mistake in it. Really proud of that record, and I've just broken it. That was not number 45 at all. I played the wrong side of the record. It is slightly misleading. And so what we'll have to go do is go back and this is actually number 45 in the Festive 50. I apologise for that. So disregard what you just heard. This is a 45. I don't think I can begin to tell you how angry I am with myself for getting that wrong. I do apologise. That's the real number 45 in the Festive 50, the Pixies from the LP Surfer Rosa and Bone Machine. And the record that would have been, well, still is, of course, at number 41, which would be played at the end of the programme. I'll have to go into tomorrow night's programme, but that's no real problem. But as I say, I apologise for messing it up. The number 44 record in the Festive 50 is also number 11 in the BBC charts. It's one of the things I do best, actually, as sheep. I'm rather good at that. There are sheep who live down the road just from us, and in the summertime I go out and speak to them, and quite often they're fooled. Of course, I think, there's that fella coming out to talk to us, thinks it's a sheep again. Anyway, that's New Order, number 11 in the charts, and number 44 in the Festive 50 with Fine Time. And because I've got a bit of time on my hands, I'll give you a rundown of what's happened so far in order to clarify the mistake I made earlier on. At number 50, it's Night of the Living Bassheads by Public Enemy. At number 49, Don't Laugh, The Wedding Present. At number 48, Wrote for Luck, Happy Mondays. At number 47, Shame on You from the Darling Buds. At number 46, Crash from the Primitives, who are in session tomorrow night, along with The Wedding Present, Shallowombi, Benny Profane, Sidleys and Butthole Surfers. At number 45, Bone Machine by the Pixies from the LP Surfer Rosa. And at number 44, as you just heard, New Order and Fine Time. This is at number 43.
Well, I'm standing in the rain, and I'm thinking once again how the way we see is never quite the same. I can understand sensations and smells of petrol stations, but the subsequent reactions are the same. Is this goodbye or just a paragraph? Should it make me sad or should it make me laugh? Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles apart. Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles apart. When I'm looking at those signs, and I'm sure there's only one, but the way you see it almost makes me doubt. There is no one solution, we continue in confusion, accidentally finding ourselves out. Is this goodbye or just a paragraph? Should it make me sad or should it make me laugh? Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles apart. Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles apart. Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles apart. Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles
On Primitive Records, the Mega City 4 at number 43 in your Festive 50 from Radio 1 FM, and that's called Miles Apart, the Mega City 4, as I say. One of the depressing things about assembling the records for the Festive 50 was I realised exactly how many I should have mislaid over the years. I had about 4 or 5 copies of that at one time, and I was quite pleased to do so, because I thought one of these years it's going to be a collector's item, and in my old age, you know, I should be like a pension in a sense. And there also must have been a 12-inch of the next one, that's the one at number 42 in the Festive 50, and I searched and searched and searched, and couldn't find it. So I'd got a kind of sealed 7-inch, which had got a badge in it and so forth, which I didn't want to open, but I had to. That's the kind of sacrifice that I make for you, the listener. This is at number 42. Fades in, I'm afraid, one of those.
Don't act surprised, don't you realize nothing's meant to last? shimmer in the night, like a firefly burning bright. Shimmer, baby, shimmer, for your love, for your love.
And those are the Flatmates at number 42 in the Festive 50 with Shimmer. And the Festive 50 I'll be rejoining tomorrow night at number 41 rather than 40, having messed it up earlier on. So it'll be 41 to 31, along with sessions from the Wedding Presents, Shallowwombie, Primitives, Benny Profane, the Sidleys and the Butthole Surfers. Coming up next is the news, followed by Nicky Campbell. Thanks very much for listening. Good night.
Mark Whittaker reporting the government has given the British firm Vickers the go-ahead to develop a tank to replace the Chieftain used by the Army since 1965. The Leeds-based firm has until September 1990 to produce a viable tank after beating American and German competitors to win approval for its design. At the Old Bailey, a couple accused of murdering their 16-month-old baby have been found guilty of cruelty. But the jury has yet to reach verdicts on the charges of murder against Christine Mason and Roy Aston, who both denied murdering baby Doreen. 50 extra transport police officers are to be recruited to help patrol the London Underground system. This will bring the total police strength on the Underground up to 400. There's also to be a new radio communications network, which will link officers at the 42 tube stations where there's a record of violence. Police think they've smashed a major heroin and cocaine smuggling operation after drugs worth £500,000 were found behind paintings at a hotel in West London. The man is being questioned by Scotland Yard. In the United States, ticket holders who were due to see Elvis Presley perform in 1977 have only now been told they'll get their money back 11 years after his death. From New York, Richard Quest reports.
Elvis Presley's death came 11 days before the two scheduled concerts in August 1977. Thousands of fans had paid between $12 and $15 for the performances, which were due to be held in his hometown of Memphis, Tennessee. The unclaimed money, which originally totaled $150,000, has been sitting in a bank account for the past 11 years and has grown to over $400,000. The problem of who owned this went all the way to the Tennessee Court of Appeal. Presley's estate and promoters claimed it was theirs, but the court said the buyers themselves had first claim on it. So ticket holders will be able to apply for a refund, although the authorities have assured them they'll still be allowed to keep their tickets as souvenirs.
And that's it for now. The next and last news tonight on Radio 1 is at 12:30.
Thank you very much.
Radio 1 FM.
Good evening. It's Tuesday night. Hope you've had a great day. This is BBC Radio 1, presenting Nicky Campbell with all the music.
Thank you, Dancing Don, you smooth-talking devil. A lot on the show tonight. I'm going to be giving away a couple of tickets to see Enrico Caruso.
That's the wedding present, the last from them tonight, Vecavina, of course. And we now rejoin the Festive 50 at number 41. This is the one that I should have played last night. Carried on from last night, therefore, at number 41. That's at number 41 in the Festive 50, Collision from Loop, and this is at 40.
Analyst.
Still pickings. Hotel. I trapped the bands. I wired the phones as well. Colonel Bugs Morelli was his mantel. And not counted on. And not counted on. Yes, the bombers. Yes, the bombers. Yes, the bombers. Yes, the bombers. I've been split on. In the burning scorch of another Sunday over, the miserable Scottish hotel resembled a Genesis or Marillion 1973 LP cover. All the hotel staff had been dismissed. It was me, the Hoover, and the OAPs asked, could he turn killer? Thought, could I kill him? Pondered, or is he itinerant? But I guesses, just a plug analyst. Guesses, stay calm, analyst. Guesses, stay calm, analyst. Guesses, stay calm, analyst. Yes, informant. Yes, informant. Yes, informant. I could not comprehend. I could not understand. You had not counted on. I had not counted on. Yes, informant. Bastard, stick hog, and a list. Bastard, stick hog, and a list.
Should have been higher, of course. That's guest informant from the Fall at number 40 in the Festive 50. And this is for Mark Osborne in Sutton, and it's at number 39. Those are the Pixies at number 39 in the Festive 50 with River Euphrates, and an update from the motoring unit, an urgent message for drivers intending to use the A74 between Carlisle and Glasgow. The serious plane crash in the vicinity of Lockerbie has closed the A74 in both directions. Drivers should avoid the A74 and other roads in the vicinity of Lockerbie altogether so as to allow access for emergency vehicles. If you're heading north, traffic has been diverted at the end of the M6 in Cumbria, and both Strathclyde and Cumbria Police advise drivers to use the A1 if possible. This is at 38.
So
And that's at number 38 in the Festive 50 from McCarthy, of course. Should the Bible be banned? And I was very, very pleased indeed to see this at number 37. Once again, I felt it should be higher, but that's just my own personal view. And one of a few sessions that got in. This is from Shalawambi, Samora Michelle, number 37. Mine.
Oi,
First Zambian band to make the Festive 50. Of course, whenever I say anything absolute like that, there's always somebody on the phone straight away to say, no, you're wrong about that, in fact. Samora Michelle from Shalawombe, that's at number 37. And before that, it was McCarthy, Should the Bible Be Banned, and that was at number 38, which I think I overlooked saying. This is, on the other hand, at 36.
Desire, bring me spear.
Your yummy Yuletide Fall with Jerusalem. That's at number 36 in the Festive 50 from the LP I Am Curious Orange. While it was going on, I took a phone call from somebody saying, "Will I stop playing that and play something by Cliff Richard?" Well, so far, there's been none of Cliff's records in the Festive 50, but who can tell what is to come? This is at 35.
The pyramids were in construction. The pharaoh glowed with satisfaction. But then to his immense surprise, his empire fell before his eyes. 100,000 busy slaves downed their tools and stood and stared. The Red Sea wall stood like a canyon. The pharaoh pulled up in his wagon and saw within those walls of glass a herd of whales go racing past. 100,000 fishy tails crossed his mind about the day. And Charlton Heston put his vest on. The broken tablets had been mended. The golden calf had been upended. And old folks sitting around the fire would talk of voices from the sky. Babies sailing down the Nile. The recipe for locust pie. 100,000 francs per mile. We'd always ask them to describe. How Charlton Heston put his vest on. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, shalt not commit adultery. Boils the size of 50p. Lights, camel, action, bushes that refuse to burn. See these sandals hardly worn. Raining blood, raining bread. The night we painted Egypt red. Thou shalt not covet, shalt not lie. Thou shalt not bonk your neighbor's wife. The recipe for egg-fried lice. 100 ways to kill a fly. Love your daddy, love your mummy. Put your bread in milk and honey. Loved his fish, he did, he did. Never beat the wife and kids. Out through deserts, out through sand, until we reach the promised land. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, shalt not commit adultery. Oils the size of 50p. Lights, camel, action.
Never an especial favourite of mine, but one that you cared for enough to put it into 35 in the Festive 50. That's Stump from the LP of Fierce Pancake and Charlton Heston. This is at 34.
I've got falling and laughing. The original postcard version. Songs for children, Sky Sax and solo albums. On tape. On tape. I stand for the Super Dragon single. Melody only. 132 Martin Whitehead, but it never came. I rock out to Philip Spector. I've got everything by the Ronettes. On tape. On tape. On tape. I've got that on tape. I've got it on tape. On tape. I've got it on tape. I've got that on tape. Got it on tape.
And number 34 in the Festive 50, those are the Post-Its. The first record on Fierce, I think, to make an appearance in the Festive 50, and that's on tape. And this is at number 33.
Today, I won't think of any sad things. Will not think of torture or the rage of nature. Just today, I won't touch those sickening papers. Will just let myself get swept away by this beautiful day. What for? Tell me what for? What for? Tell me what for? The sunset tonight is beyond all words. In the sky above the square, starling spiral dancing on air. What for? Tell me what for? What for? Tell me what for? I will pass through the glass into air castles bird. In the square, I am sun, I am sky, my mind's eye. Today, I will dive into foaming seas, sink fish myself, and some strange debris. I would prefer to be anywhere away from here. Oh, I would prefer to be anywhere away from here. I would prefer to be anywhere away from here. I would prefer to be anywhere away from here. What for? Tell me what for? What for? Tell me what for? I will pass through the glass into air castles bird. In the square, I am sun, sky. What for? Tell me what for? What for? Tell me what for?
That's James at number 33 in the Festive 50 from the LP Strip Mine, and that's what for. And I've got time to recap it all for you. At 50, it was Night of the Living Bassheads, Public Enemy. Wedding Present at 49, Don't Laugh. Happy Mondays at 48, Road for Luck. Darling Buds at 47, Shame on You. The Primitives at 46 with Crash. At 45, Bone Machine from the Pixies. At 44, New Order and Fine Time. At 43, Mega City 4 and Miles. And at 42, the Flatmates and Shimmer. Then Looper at 41 with Collision. The Fall at 40 with Guest Informant. Pixies at 39 with River Euphrates. McCarthy at 38 with Should the Bible Be Banned. Shalawambi at 37, Samora Michelle. The Fall at 36 with Jerusalem. Stump at 35 with Charlton Heston. Pooh Sticks at 34 with On Tape. And as you just heard, James at 33 with What For. This is at number 32, and I'm pleased to see that.